Okay, let's start with a pretty staggering fact. Right now, we are using the Earth's resources about 20% faster than they can regenerate. It's almost like we're living on a planetary credit card, just racking up debt, and that bill, well, it's coming due. So in this explainer, we're going to look at the roots of this environmental crisis, the laws we've built to try and fix it, and the one big idea that could honestly change everything: sustainability.
This quote right here, it just nails the central problem, doesn't it? For a long time, we've been changing our planet to fit our needs. But now, our demand for the absolute basics, water, food, energy, is just completely outstripping what our ecosystems can handle. We've created this huge, fundamental imbalance.
And look, this isn't just about survival. It's really about a culture of unlimited wants. This constant cycle of consuming more and more means we're pulling resources out of the ground and creating waste way faster than the Earth can heal itself. It's a simple concept, but it's also profound and pretty dangerous.
So this imbalance we're talking about, it's not some abstract idea. It has very real-world consequences. Let's actually dig into what we mean when we say environmental degradation and see the tangible impact our day-to-day activities have on the planet.
To put it simply, environmental degradation is basically the wearing down of our planet. It's what happens when we use up resources like our forests or clean water. Every single time we alter the natural world, we kind of chip away at the biodiversity that keeps our planet healthy and resilient. And this is the direct result of things like pollution and unsustainable development. Now this chart, it's a really powerful snapshot of our impact. Just look at the range of activities on the left. You've got everything from gold mining to large-scale farming. And then on the right, you can see the specific kind of damage each one causes. It's a pretty sobering look at just how interconnected our lives are with the planet's health. Let's zoom in on a couple of these, shall we?
Okay, so take industrial mining. To get the materials we need, like iron, huge areas of land are basically sterilized, leaving these permanent scars on the landscape. And the ripple effects from that are massive, often causing enormous social and economic problems for the communities who actually live there.
All right, now let's look at something as common as cattle ranching. To create grazing land, forests are often just cleared with fire, which completely destroys habitats. Pesticides can end up in our water, and soil erosion starts to clog our rivers. It's a pretty stark reminder of how the food we put on our plates is directly connected to the health of the entire planet.
So what does all this add up to? Well, the data is crystal clear. We are using the Earth's resources 20% faster than it can naturally replenish them. Just let that sink in for a second. We're living on ecological credit, and we're just going deeper and deeper into that debt every single year.
Now, as this environmental toll started to mount, a sort of global awakening began to happen. The widespread contamination and degradation of our planet sparked a really powerful response: the birth of modern environmental law. This was a huge turning point in our relationship with the natural world.
You can really see the evolution of our legal response on this timeline. Yeah, it started with some foundational laws back in the 60s, but a real game changer came in 1969 with mandatory environmental impact assessments in the US. This was a tool to try and prevent damage before it happened. And that idea, well, it went global, leading to big national policies. And eventually, countries like Brazil actually wrote environmental protection into their constitutions as a fundamental right.
So how does this work in practice? Often it's a top-down system. You can see it here in the Brazilian model. The federal government sets the big, overarching rules for the whole country. Then states adapt those rules to fit their specific environments. And finally, cities and towns create local laws. It's a system that's designed to be powerful on a national level, but still flexible enough for local needs.
This one sentence, wow, it represents a monumental shift in thinking. It basically declares that a healthy environment isn't some luxury, it's a fundamental human right. And this is the crucial part. It makes protecting our planet a shared responsibility. It's a duty for both governments and for the community, for us and for every generation that comes after us.
But here's the thing. Laws alone are not enough. It became really clear that we needed more than just a bunch of regulations. We needed a deep, fundamental shift in how we think about progress itself. And that realization sparked a new movement, a new philosophy, the sustainability revolution.
This right here, this is the absolute core of that revolution. On the left, you've got the old way of thinking. Economic growth at any cost, treating nature like it's an infinite resource. But on the right, a whole new vision emerges. The sustainable view recognizes that a healthy economy, a fair society, and a protected environment aren't fighting with each other. They're actually three sides of the very same coin.
A really good way to think about sustainability is like a three-legged stool. You've got the environment, the economy, and society as the three legs. The goal is to keep all three in balance, because if you neglect any one of them, if you prioritize profits over people or people over the planet, the whole system just collapses.
So how do we actually make this happen? Well, a few key principles kind of guide the way. We have to act with prevention and precaution, really looking before we leap. We need active participation, so communities have a real say in their own future. The Polluter Pays principle is all about accountability. And continuous improvement, that just reminds us that sustainability isn't some finish line we cross, it's a constant journey.
This quote really puts our current moment into historical perspective. The agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, they completely remade our world. The sustainability revolution is a transformation on that same incredible scale. This isn't just about a few new policies. It's about a whole new way of being human on this planet.
And so, this is the ultimate question we're all facing, right? Can we build a world that is environmentally sound, socially just, and economically viable all at the same time? That is the challenge of the sustainability revolution. It's a question for businesses, for governments, and really for each and every one of us. Thanks for tuning in.